Alright, moving on to the next Patreon request, and this one comes from Bill McLaughlin, who asked me to do a hero-villain mashup between Aizawa from My Hero Academia and Batman's Rogues, like all of Batman's villains. So, yeah, as always, if you guys would like to have a Patreon request done, just hit the link below. Head on over to my Patreon, where you guys can start sending me requests for videos to do here on YouTube. Once you hit the third tier. Other than that, let's get started with the video. So this video, for those who are unaware, this was a video I used to do here on YouTube, but then I moved exclusively over on Patreon. That video, this video series was basically like, what if you took a hero or a group or a team of heroes from one universe, and what would it be like if that hero was this well, these villains were that person's hero. Like basically mix and match the rogues gallery. And this one's pretty interesting because it's not just it's Aizawa, and what would it be like if he encountered all of Batman's villains? Like what would it be like if instead of like Batman protecting Gotham, I guess it would be Aizawa. So yeah. Anyway, so let's kind of go through. I'm not gonna name. There's so many goddamn Batman villains. Honest, like it's really it would be impossible to name every Batman villain. You know, to list off every Batman villain in a video. So let's just kind of go through the Batman. Let's go through like the big name Batman villains and kind of talk about like what would that be like and what would that ensue. All right. So here we go. So obviously we got to start things off with the main man, you know, with the main clown himself, the Joker. I think it wouldn't be that far from how Joker views Batman to begin with. It would be like, oh, you're this grumpy, you know, no-nonsense guy. I'm gonna have a lot of fun by killing all your friends. But the thing of it is that Aizawa would not be prepared. He's not like. There's been points in the My Hero universe where he's just kind of come across like a Batman villain, and like not a Batman villain, but like a psychotic villain, and Aizawa's just like, holy shit, I was not ready for that emotionally. And that's what you kind of would see here, is that like Aizawa would like be at first unprepared for like the absolute just madness that Joker is capable of, like the absolute just and he can't. His quirk wouldn't work. That's the other thing that I think a lot like his holding tape would probably be pretty useful, but a lot of his semblance has no effect on any on like 90% of Batman villains. I mean, they like we'll get to the others that are powered in a bit, but like Joker, Riddler, all of them, that quirk it doesn't mean shit. So Joker, I think, would be just would just be absolutely terrifying to him to Aizawa at first, and Joker would just be like, "I'm sorry, were you staring at me? What's the deal here? Like, what's the purpose here? Like, what are you trying to accomplish here? I'll stare back. Let's have a staring contest. Only I'll cut your eyes out." So that's how I kind of see that. Now, Two-Face, same thing. Like a lot of the powered villains, let's talk about like the powered villains, because Two-Face, Riddler, all of them, they all have like and Aizawa's smart, and I think he would learn to adapt and learn to use like new tactics and new forms of how to combat these villains. If he realizes that like, okay, my quirk isn't going to work on like 90% of these guys, I'm going to have to like mix and match and play some new kind and like figure out something new. And also he's going to have to like learn fast that these guys a lot of these dudes are incredibly depraved and fucked the hell up. So he's going to have to be like, oh shit, I got to I have to like mentally prepare myself for some just absolute shenanigans, and I put that term lightly. But what would it be like if, like, could his quirk work on non-powered people? Well, I mean, like, on-powered people, like Clayface, Poison Ivy, Man-Bat, Solomon Grundy. The thing is, I don't think it would work on Grundy, because Grundy is a zombie. He's already undead. You can't really take that power of being undead from him. Poison Ivy, his powers would probably work on her, like the ability to just keep him frozen, like keep her frozen and unable to move. Like rendering them powerless. And I also think like his stare would be pretty also his stare, because I just remembered it's not taking away quirks, it's fucking he freezes him where he stands. So yeah, it would probably work, but I think like I remember somewhere in like a Batman comic or some DC comic where Joker was like like someone tried to use like a freezing power on him, and he just kept like moving because his mind is so fucked up that he's resilient to it. So yeah, I'm sorry that I was like, wait, his power doesn't nullify quirks. It basically like freezes people where they stand. Yeah, but the thing of it is that a lot of Batman's villains are just on another level of psychotic that Aizawa has not been mentally prepared for. He gets like he's just like, holy shit, these people are nuts. From the villains he fights in his universe. Wait till that gets cranked up to 11 when he goes to another universe. So that's how I kind of, it would just be cranked up to 11. It's really hard to like pin down how this would all go because it's like a whole rogues gallery I'm talking about here. Anyway, but you guys tell me in the comments below, what do you think it would be like if Aizawa had to deal with Batman's rogues? Not as a fight, but like what would it be like if they were his rogues? Just comment below, let me know. Once again, I'd like to thank Bill McLaughlin for this Patreon request and continued patronage, as well as if you guys would like to be part of the Patreon requests, just hit the link below, head on over to my Patreon, and hit the first tier. Other than that, hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.